everyone. Welcome to another episode of Ebony Ladies in the DR. I'm Shanna Stevenson, and I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I'll let the ladies go ahead and introduce themselves again before we get started.
I'm Sheila, and I am from Silver Spring, Maryland.
I'm Bridget, Houston, Texas.
Tammy from South Carolina.
And you can catch us here on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
That's right here on YouTube.
On YouTube. So we're going to start today is all about Sheila Mack. This lady right here, who I've had the pleasure of knowing her for 3 years. I can't believe how fast time has flown.
It has flown.
But this episode's all about you, my love.
Okay.
How you feel about that?
I feel fine. I've got a lot to share.
Good.
So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I guess the number one question you probably get asked is what made you choose the DR? Not only that, but what other countries did you consider or places did you consider prior to moving to the DR?
DR was actually my third choice.
Oh,
I had no intention of living outside of the country.
Oh.
Look at
The
that.
Dominican,
Wow.
the Dominican Republic, that happened probably about 4 years ago when it came on my radar. Oh, I could live there. Although the first time I visited the Dominican Republic was 25 years ago.
Wow.
Actually, it's more like 26, 27, because it was before my nephew was born.
Before
He's
I even
25.
heard of the Dominican Republic. I didn't even know what the DR was. Sorry.
So that's okay. That's okay. Well, you know, we said we were all of different ages, so that's the way it is. Yeah. So my original plan was I always knew I wanted to go someplace warm
Okay.
and tropical, because although I grew up in northeastern Pennsylvania where it snows up to here every year, and we would be out
Couldn't
there
do
on
it.
our sleds till my grandparents tell us to come in the house, and we froze and stiff like that. But I originally wanted to do Miami because I wanted to live in South Beach. I mean, like South Beach, like walk like you see the people doing every morning down the street going to the beach.
Right.
That's the part of South Beach I wanted to live in. Then I realized, well, that might not be financially feasible. So then I was like, well, let me find a job down there.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't work out so well. But anyway, long story short, I thought about it. I came down here. I met Shanna and some other people. Actually, Shanna, I don't know whether you realize it or not, but you were extremely instrumental in me moving here.
Wow.
She's going to cry.
No, I'm not going to cry. She done, because of all the information that you gave me, when I finally decided, and she was along with for my ride, along with, I'm going to do it then, I'm going to do it now, I'm going to do it here, I'm going to do it then. And then when I decided, because it was actually when I finally made the move, it was a snap judgment. It was November. It was the end of October, the beginning of November. And I called Shanna. I said, Shanna, I'm going to retire next week.
Wow. Wow.
I need to come down to DR.
No, wait.
So I had some other people who were doing video chats showing me apartments and stuff, but when it came down to paying the money, I'm like, okay, well, who am I going to get? Well, the only person I would send that kind of money to would be Shanna.
Right.
But anyway, so when I told her that I needed someplace to stay, I was looking on Airbnb because I know she has an Airbnb, which, praise the Lord, was like right next door to her apartment. Here's her building, there's her Airbnb building. And I looked around at several places in the areas that I was familiar with, and Shanna was like, I can beat that price. So I was like, well, thank you very much. She's like, I give you the family discount. I'm like, well, thank you very much. So I stayed in Shanna's. I came here on the 15th. She wasn't here.
I was a mover and a shaker.
She wasn't here. She was in the States. She was moving and shaking, doing her thing. And just like with you, Bridget, I met Shanna before, but Davy is the one that let me into the apartment. So I got to
That's
meet
what it does.
him.
Nothing like a
And
good
he was,
husband.
and he did a late night
Yeah,
run.
but
His late night
nothing
run
like
to
a
me
husband.
was to bring me this band because I was talking about how the mosquitoes were tearing me
Tear
up
Oh.
for me to wear around my
Oh, my
ankle or my.
goodness.
What is
Yes.
this thing you speak of? Come on.
Bro,
It does-
band?
you
I
know
can
what?
try
It only works for a
like
little
4
while.
hours.
Oh.
It's like 4 hours.
Well, my
Yeah.
thing, mine
Okay.
actually says. I think mine says
Yeah.
90 days, and it has
Oh,
a
wow.
resealable thing that you put it
Oh
back
yeah,
in.
this one was like a refill.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
wow.
one worked really.
Yeah, they
really
sell them
well.
Oh my
everywhere,
gosh,
so
you just changed
definitely.
my life.
But Davey brought you.
Uh-huh.
Did he bring the
The one.
one?
Oh yes. I forgot about
The
that. Yeah, he
wine.
he made
That's
so he
what I
made
love.
2 late night trips for me. He
Wow.
came
Oh,
my
twice,
God.
and then he gave me his number and everything, and said if you need anything, just
Yeah.
let me know.
Y'all will hear more about Davey. That's
Oh,
yeah,
that's
that's-
my boo.
That's her.
That's
boo.
coming.
That's her husband.
That's my husband.
Yeah.
He exposed so.
Now, what was your
See?
biggest fear about coming here or just moving out of the country, period?
My biggest fear of moving out of the country was coming alone. Although I
Definitely.
knew a lot of people who moved down here alone
it.
and half my age, and she came down here. Well, I won't talk about it, so we say that for your segment. But Shannon came down here and she just did miraculous things. I mean, she got herself established. Oh, it's supposed to be about me, right?
All about Sheila.
But what
All
I was
about
thinking
Sheila.
is that if Shannon can do it and she's working, I
Right.
surely can do
Do
it
it.
financially
Yeah.
with my retirement money. Well,
Right.
what have I been saving my money
Money
for?
for.
So, like I said, in October,
Seeing is believing.
exactly,
Mhm.
Right.
October 20th, I turned 59 and a half.
Hey.
That's that magic number.
Come on.
I said,
Hey, time to
adios.
go.
salute.
Adios.
And that's it.
So, that was my fear, coming here by myself.
So how you
And-
would be.
Right, and how am I going to, what am I going to do during the day? Because like I said, the realization after I had already put these plans in motion, I was thinking, okay, well, what am I going to do all day long? Because everybody I know here
Right, was doing
works.
something.
So I went to the beach every day.
We say work.
good.
We work.
We work
work.
from
Yeah.
home.
We use that
In
term.
pajamas.
Let me know,
We're
because
by
I'm
the
always
beach.
looking for somebody that ain't got me.
Right. We
Oh,
work
well,
by the
yeah,
beach.
I just
Absolutely.
So, and the fortunate thing with Shanna's Airbnb, although we're not far from living here in Cocoa Tower. We're not far from the beach either.
Right.
You could actually walk it, although I ain't trying to walk that far. But I did. I went to the beach just about every day at your Airbnb for 2 weeks, and surprisingly, I rented Shanna's Airbnb, which I'm still glad that I rented it for 2 weeks. I actually found an apartment in 3 days.
That is
Yeah.
good.
And I think what we should let probably the viewers know is like we all are here in Punta Cana. So
Yes.
Punta Cana's on the east part of the island.
Yes.
So just to give you guys an idea of where we are, we're in Punta Cana. So a lot of my clients will come here and think that they can do all of DR,
The DR.
in a day.
Oh
Right.
no.
No, guys. So
Population.
we're on the east. We're talking in the
Right.
easternmost part of the island.
Yeah.
And here everything's pretty relatively close. I mean,
Right.
if you go from
Yeah.
point A to point B of Punta Cana area, you know everything's pretty close. So we all live within 10-15 minutes of each other.
Exactly.
Some of us even closer than that. So yeah, we all live pretty close. So.
Yeah, I think people get that. Yeah, they just get in their head that it being a Caribbean island is small. The Dominican Republic population is
I
10
know,
million.
You can't, right?
It's
You
so-
can't, and
it's the
even the
biggest
size
island
of
in
the
the Caribbean.
island is
It's
much
right.
larger than Puerto Rico. It's
Right.
I don't think it's quite as big as Jamaica,
Oh yeah.
No.
but it is.
Yeah.
What, Dominican Republic?
Uh-huh.
We're,
Dominican
the
Republic.
we're the second
Second
largest
largest
island in
island.
the Caribbean.
Okay, what's
Right.
the first one?
Oh gosh, you're gonna
Don't
put me
try
on
that.
the spot.
I'm sorry.
I know this. I'm a travel agent.
We'll
I
get
promise
back
I
with you
know
on
this.
that.
I will, yeah.
We'll get back with you on that.
Costa Rica? No.
Costa Rica. That's a country.
Okay.
Maybe not.
Y'all, we're
Well,
going
we'll
We'll
get
get
back
back
to
with
you
you
on
on
that.
that.
I
We
should
didn't
ask that
claim
Oh my
that
gosh.
geography was our first test, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
But I go ahead, Shannon,
What do
I'm
you? So I want to know, what do you miss most about being home?
sorry. My bed.
Yeah.
big bad.
My bed is what I mean, because my bed is just like sleeping in my bed. That's the only thing that I regret about coming back here. When I go home, is coming back here because these I've slept on some comfortable beds in some of the resorts, but my bed is just like perfect.
So yeah, tell
It's
people
perfect.
you got an apartment that was fully furnished, so
Oh,
you
yeah,
didn't
yeah, yeah.
go
Oh,
and, like we do in the States and
Yeah.
try out that mattress and lay on it, and so you
yeah,
got
yeah. Luckily,
that's
I'm
right.
glad it was a brand new mattress, but it's firm enough,
Right.
but it's just
it's not the
my
same.
mattress. Yeah, my mattress.
Not like home.
Yeah.
I'm
Not the
at-
same.
Oh.
Not the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But I also miss, which I'm not supposed to have anymore, but Popeye's chicken.
Popeyes.
So listen. We giving y'all a heads up. Y'all want to bring a Popeyes franchise here?
Bring it.
Let's
We-
go.
Yeah.
You got
We can use it.
customers.
Boy, your Victorina
It probably looks pretty good.
It's not Popeyes though.
Let me tell
It's not
That's a real
Popeyes.
fresh chicken right
let me tell you, that tastes like somebody cooked it at home in their
That tastes
kitchen.
like somebody's
Oh,
Yes,
wait a
yes,
minute.
yes.
So, do you still experience any sort of like emotional, any stages of? Do you go through any emotional stages here?
I don't get lonely, but sometimes I feel alone. Now the reason why I say it like that is because I can fill up my day with just me. I could sit in my apartment all day long. I can do some laundry. I'm still moving stuff around because I done rearranged my furniture and everything. And I could go to the pool out back. My neighbors, the neighbor that's across from me, she and I have become fast friends too. Although I don't really understand everything she's saying because she talks real fast. But anyway.
And she's Dominican?
Yes. Yes.
Dominican.
But and then Bridget and Davlin are close by. So if I was to actually ever feel lonely, I can just go up
Right.
to their house. And
That's
actually I see
beautiful.
them if it's not every day, every other day.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so yeah, but sometimes I just feel alone, but not lonely because I don't mind being by myself.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good way of
understand.
explaining it. Timmy, you got some questions?
I mean, well, you put me on the spot, so. I'll just say, like, so in your experience of being here, what's been the best thing? If you could say, like, the number one thing, like, wow, I'm so grateful that I got a chance to do this.
Like I said, my dream was to live someplace tropical, and since my tropical place was found outside of the country, this is it. I just love seeing palm trees every day. The beach is just 5 minutes away, and the people here, like Shanna said, are just fabulous and warm. Oh, one thing that I do love though is because of the full immersion with the Spanish. Now, truth be told, like Shanna, her mother's fluent in Spanish, dancing salsa. I've been around Latinos who speak Spanish all the time. Let me not say that. Who speak Spanish and who are second and sometimes third generation. But when you get out and about and doing things and you're in the States, everybody speaks English.
Yeah.
So we never, and even when I would go to visit my friends who speak Spanish, we were always speaking in English. And then it hit me one day, well, dang, I need to be speaking Spanish with these people.
Yeah.
So we'll start off doing that good, and then somebody will come in and start speaking. That's something funny too that I noticed. When you're around a group of Spanish-speaking people that speak Spanish and English, well, probably multiple languages. If everybody's speaking and you just need one person to start speaking Spanish, then everybody starts speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
And then
that's true.
somebody starts speaking English, then everybody starts speaking English. So when if I was around a whole bunch of people and I didn't understand what they're saying, I'd
Change
throw
the
out
language.
I sure would.
Change the language.
I sure would.
Every
I throw an
time.
English question. I was like, hey, y'all.
Look, change the language.
What time does the party start?
Start.
And
Look,
then back
that's
to
it.
Spanish.
Steer
But the
that.
full immersion with the Spanish, I'm loving it because it forces me to practice every day. Because I've had Spanish lessons throughout my life, formal lessons where the phone company paid for it, and in high school, junior high, but unless you have somebody to practice with.
Use it all
It's
the
different.
time.
It's
And
then
different.
being
Yeah.
here is different because some of the words that
Can mean
I
like 10
learned
different
mean
things.
something different here in the Dominican
I always
Republic.
joke with the
Right.
Dominicans. I'm like, y'all don't speak Spanish. Y'all speak Dominican.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all have
Dominican.
y'all's
Yeah,
own
it's another
language.
language.
Yeah.
It really
Yeah.
is.
I mean,
It really
Spanish is
is.
the basis, but they've definitely tweaked tweaked it
Right.
to them.
Yeah,
you
to
know,
the,
they're
to how they don't do the
What's
whole
been the hardest
sentences.
part of the immersion experience? I know you talked about the things that you missed, but I would just say just coming
Obstacles?
and living. Yeah, what's the biggest obstacle or thing that you had to kind of overcome?
I had to practice a lot of patience
Yeah.
because you know
Still
living,
practicing.
Yeah,
living in the
that's
well,
something you
all of
pray
us
on.
are from
Yeah,
major
that's just
cities.
something
All,
you pray
all of
on.
us are from
'Cause
major
we're
cities
Americans.
in
We're
the
ready
States.
now.
And I'm like, you know, okay, so the guy says he'll come and look at my air conditioner tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
What time?
Yep.
Nope.
I need a window.
I'll be there too.
No window.
You don't get.
There's
you
no
don't get a
windows
No
here.
window.
And
No
then-
heads up calls.
And you're lucky if they
it's tomorrow.
decide, you know, to say I'm on my way as opposed to just because when that
Just knock
water
on the
with my
door.
apartment,
No, they just show up.
he just came, and I'm like, I wasn't even in the country,
Yeah,
Wow.
patience.
and they just
patience.
come. When
Yeah.
are you going to be there? We're at your house. Well, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm at
So-
my house in
Yeah.
the States.
Or I'm
Right.
down the street at the grocery store. You could
Right.
give it, but see,
Yeah.
okay, but we're in their country. This is how they do. So these
Right.
are things we have to embrace, even though it takes a lot. It does
Right.
take a lot.
Yeah,
But
you
these
just
are
be
some of the
patient.
things that we have to understand.
And nobody clocks in anywhere, so that makes it a little
Right.
bit easier
Yeah.
because
Island
we're a
time
little
is
bit
real.
more flexible.
Island
Yes,
time
island
is
time,
real.
That's a real
I
thing.
never understood that until living
to
here.
living here.
That's a real thing.
Right,
That's
that's a real thing.
thing.
It's a real thing.
Yeah.
So do
What's this
y'all?
at?
That's it. Since y'all said that, I had to ask. So do y'all feel like y'all are on island time now, or do you feel like you? Because I used to be that person. I said
Yeah.
12 o'clock. Y'all need to be here at 12 o'clock, or my appointment's at 12, and so now I found myself rolling into places 5 and 10 minutes late because I've gotten on. This is wearing a watch for the show. Because I don't even wear a watch anymore. I don't look at the clock because I don't have to clock in and be anywhere at a
Most
specific time.
Most
So-
days I don't even know what day it is.
Right.
That was the
So-
hardest thing.
Yeah,
like,
I
like
can't keep
just
track of
waking
the
up and you're
days.
like, what day is
That's
it? Like, is
it.
it Tuesday? Is it Wednesday?
Oh, all my friends
Yeah.
make fun of me for that.
Yeah.
Like when they call
And you
me
just
and they're
don't.
like, "How was your week?" Or they'll say, "How was your weekend?" I'm like, "What weekend?"
Well,
Yeah,
brother, every
day
day
is-
is Saturday here.
It doesn't-
That's how I feel. Every
We
day
just
is
don't-
Saturday.
You know, it doesn't change
Right.
from a weekend to a weekday for
Right.
us most of the time.
Because in the
so-
States, Texas, they go to Galveston to the beach on the weekend. I go to the beach Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah,
So,
there's no
what day
weekends.
is today? Right. I get
And,
it,
we're not saying that to like brag or anything.
It's
the
just
truth of
what
the
the life
matter.
is.
It's
Right.
eerie, honestly. It feels
Yeah,
weird.
Yeah,
it
you
feels
get to a
weird.
point
I have no
where
idea what day it is.
Because we're
Yeah.
Americans,
Yeah.
so we come from those that structured lifestyle where you clock in, you clock out.
Yeah.
You know, Monday
Yeah,
at this
this
time, and
time,
you're
you
doing
get
this
back
on
to
this
work.
day.
Yeah.
It's kind
And I
of
find myself, I'm still stuck with.
oh, she
still
wears
stuck
her
with-
watch.
I
Sheila
don't.
wears
No,
her
I
watch.
wear my watch when I go to the beach.
okay.
Cause,
Yeah.
well, cause it's
When you
water-
go to the beach?
cause it's
She-
waterproof
she
too.
wears her
Because
watch every day.
Yeah, pretty
She's
much.
still
I do.
in her
Yeah, pretty much. But I'm still,
American.
because anytime somebody calls me, like, well, okay, we're gonna do this. And that, my first words are
It's
what?
what time?
Yeah.
And she look at the watch and she started planning
Every
accordingly.
single day. What time?
Do you feel
Bridget's
like
we going bike riding. I'm like, what time?
Yeah.
It just
got
kind of,
double
what
time.
time?
What time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So, do you feel like you've gained some new habits, having lived here now? Do you feel like there's some things that you do now that were maybe not habits before, but you picked up here?
No, I'm pretty much the same girl.
Are you?
I really haven't changed. The only thing that I like a lot is not having to rush to
Do anything.
do anything.
Yeah.
I wake up in the morning, whatever, because I'll
Absolutely.
talk to my sister just about every evening, and she'll be like, "What are you doing tomorrow?" I don't know. I don't know. I might go to the beach. I might hang out with Bridget, Dablin, and Bella. I might go over to Shanna's house. Maybe I'll call Tammy. But I might go to the beach. I might come up here to the pool. I might go to the pool. There's so many options. I don't, unless we're doing something like going to the chapel and we're going to get married. Unless we're doing something like that, going to a wedding or like, something festive, right?
We love.
Then, my days are open, and because if somebody was to call me and say, this, okay.
I would just from
What time?
observation with Sheila, I don't know so much I say habit, but I think just from knowing you, you are more open to trying recipes. And that doesn't sound like something that you would have done at home, like cooking all these different things.
Let me tell you something.
She
I
was
got
like,
a book.
got spices, and she's always cooking. And so I think, is that an island thing because you have the time now? Or
Well,
is that
I
something you
do-
always wanted to do?
I have some favorite recipes, which I was actually going to bring my book back with me, but
Yeah.
I packed so many other stuff I couldn't
Right.
fit it in there. So I took some
That's another
screenshots
story.
of my favorite recipes. But yeah, I actually appreciate freedom because I cooked 2 meals yesterday.
What?
Wow.
She cooked.
Yeah, that's because
She cooked. She uses
I
her
need to do some.
spices.
Oh yeah, I
mean,
bought them. I went to Sam's Club and I got the
no.
big.
I didn't know she was trying to be a
containers,
chef. Move down here.
No, I do a little segment.
Right.
Do a
Right,
segment.
because
I'm
I'm ready to
not-
taste this.
I'm not that good, but I like I'm good at some things, and I don't mind cooking. I used to hate cooking. I don't mind cooking, but of course, living down here, I don't want
Yeah, you wanna
to go
cook.
out to a restaurant
All the time, right.
every day.
You wanna cook.
And so I cook something, and I usually never cook for just one. And I'll put some in some freezer bags and just save it something, a single portion or a double portion or what have you. And yeah, but I have some recipes. I got a couple few more
Yeah.
I want to throw
Okay,
on.
well that
Look,
brings me to
look.
another little question for you. So you like to cook. So have you learned how to cook some of this Dominican?
No,
food?
because I don't know anybody that cooks Dominican food. So I don't know. I haven't looked up any recipes. The only thing I do is put sazon on it
Okay. So
and cumin.
So one of the things that I'm working on is a food tour. Would that be
Oh.
some? Yeah. So, for people like that who want to experience the country and the authentic Dominican food,
Yeah.
might be something
That sounds
we can
good. That right.
do an
I like to
episode or
do
two
that.
on.
That sounds
Yeah,
good.
'cause I like the food here is just to die for, and everything seems so special.
And everybody should have a chance to try that Dominican cuisine. Don't you
Yeah.
think?
Oh my goodness. It's just, and but this is the thing that I like the most is that everything, I don't care where you go, you can go to that little hole in the wall over there. You can go to La Bruja, which is a trendy kind of place.
Right.
You can go to an outdoor cookery or something where they're cooking chicken on the grill. Everything tastes so fresh.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
good.
So
Everything
fresh
is
and good.
seasoned properly.
Can I say something about that too?
What's that?
Just for all of our viewers, if you can do it to where you don't do an all-inclusive when you come to the DR,
Oh,
that's the
definitely.
best. Because when I first came to the DR, I
Mhm.
left here thinking that the food in the DR was disgusting. I was like, those people just don't know how to cook.
Right.
And what I realized is that the resort
Resorts.
food is different than the actual food in the restaurants and
Good
Of the
point.
country.
Yeah,
Excellent
of the country.
point.
Yeah.
Excellent
So if
point.
you can do it, come here without doing a resort, and you get to experience the different restaurants, that's a better experience.
You're
Hands
gonna
down.
love
Yeah.
it, and you're gonna gain weight.
Everything's not expensive. A lot of stuff
Yeah.
is
Right.
comparable to U.S. prices and less.
Yeah.
Right. Definitely.
So,
All right. Well, guys, that was Sheila's episode.
All
Yes.
about
That
Sheila.
was
Look,
all
I know
about
you so much
Sheila.
better.
Right?
Yeah. So thank you for letting us
Definitely.
pick your brain a little bit. So y'all, I just realized or recalled what is the largest country in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
It's Cuba.
Ah,
It's Cuba.
We knew that.
Okay.
we had to see right.
I was like,
And we got them right.
those are those nerves talking.
Good.
Okay, but you guys, that is it for this episode of Ebony Ladies in the DR. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're here on YouTube every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Life's a beach. Make sure you take advantage of that. Signing off.